Tama na card dito na sa likod.
Maghanap na ako ng ano, dapat makibigay na akin, ano?
Provincial Commander.
Yes.
We have here Colonel Bernardo Estepa, Provincial Commander for the province covering Baguio City. Sir, can you tell us what are the initial results of your investigations regarding this fire?
Yes. Actually, the fire started at around 11:30 at the fourth floor of the Pines Hotel. There is a explosion. There was explosion around 3 blasts of explosions, then followed by a fire, something like that. Then eventually, because of that, everybody were alerted. We immediately called for the fire departments all around the city, to include John Hay, the EBSA, the Baguio EBSA, and the Luwakan, the PMA fire department, and all together they came for the rescue and to prevent the fire. But the spreading of the fire was so tremendous. It was so fast. That's why all the people ran out, but they were orderly. It was orderly also because it was controlled. However, because of the immediate spread of the fire, the firefighting equipment cannot cope it up. With these, 4 people were confirmed dead on arrival at the hospital. Of these 4, a couple, an American, they are tourists, 1 a Korean, and a tourist guide.
What's the status of your operations here right now?
Right now, we are still conducting a search and rescue operations with the combined elements of all the agencies around. And there are around 40 to 50 injured persons on all the hospitals who were all evacuated in the hospitals.
So the fire lasted about 9 hours?
Almost, yes. Up to now, there is, as you can see, there is still fire. But I believe with the search and rescue being conducted, I believe there is no more dead persons or trapped inside.
Are there serious injuries?
Well, there were so many because they tried to jump on top as 3rd to 4th floor down. And it's good that the helicopter from the Clark Air Base arrived also, and is still conducting a rescue and search operations on the other side of the building now.
And did we get any assistance from other governments in this effort?
Yes, we did have rendered some assistance. Civil Relations Service particularly immediately dispatched 3 vehicles just to evacuate some of these casualties. There are about 50 of them, and they were brought to the different hospital in Baguio City.
What about the U.S. government? What assistance did we get from them? Through their bases?
Yeah, the Clark Air Base as of now they are still conducting a rescue on the other side of the building on the 7th floor.
I understand that the firemen of Baguio City responded very fast to this alarm.
Yes, they responded so fast, but incidentally they lacked that ladder, that long ladder to ferry or rescue those elements there on top of the building. It took them a hard time because lack of ladder.
Thank you very much, sir, and good luck.
Incidentally, CRS REAC radioed Clark Air Base, and there was an immediate response. 2 helicopters from the Air Force, U.S. Air Force, and 1 from the Philippine Air Force came to the rescue immediately.
And that saved a lot of lives.
Yes,
Thank you
precisely.
very much,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Can I get your first name?
Colonel Genaro R. Estrada.
Genaro.
R. Estrada. Civil Relations Service.
Pagsungkianan na to. Patapos na 55 seconds dito na. Ano sa mo? Amo ni ani ba amat mo pa. Cut daw interview.
Mr. Callahan, can you tell me what happened here?
Well, what happened, I mean, what started, I have no idea. We got in here yesterday afternoon at 5 o'clock, and we had a brief orientation, had a beautiful dinner.
Yeah.
At 6 o'clock, we had a beautiful buffet dinner. And I, for one, went straight to bed after the dinner. And I was waking around 11:15 with somebody running up and down the hall, banging on doors. And at first I really didn't know what was going on because I didn't hear anybody mention fire. So I got up in my pajamas, and the man across the hall was out in the hall too, and so I went to the stairway to see what was going on, and sure enough I did see an awful lot of smoke. And then a young man running out of the building hollering that the building was on fire. So I went back in my room and tried not to panic, be as cool as I could, and so I went and packed with a few things and came on out, and I have a friend who is crippled. I think you know who he is,
Yes.
Klein Smith.
Yes, the one who's in white
And I
coat.
looked all around and I couldn't see him. And I checked the buses and felt out, well, he might still be in his room. So I went back, and you really have to be proud of the Filipino people. I went back to the desk because I didn't know what room he was in. And with flames coming out of everywhere and smoke all over the place. The man at the desk was still at the desk. And I asked for the room number, and he gave it to me. So I went back up the stairs, and by that time you'd have to get within 6 inches to see the numbers. So I found his room, and a couple of young Filipino boys met me, one with an axe, and his door was locked, so we cut the door down, chopped it down, and we got in, and he was out. He'd already gone. And that's the biggest part I can tell you. You know the rest. The rest is academic. By the time we got loaded in a bus, planes were shooting out virtually every window, and have no idea how it started. Supposedly it started on the 4th floor.
What about the others in your group? Have they all been accounted for, do you think?
We have, last count, there were 10 people who were unaccounted for. You know Mars? Well, Mars wasn't last night, and but he showed up this morning. And the reason part is he stayed here helping other people.
So there are still 10 as of right from this morning.
Right, and we have several that are in
What
hospital.
about the casualties? Did the American couple come from your group?
Yes, they came from the orange bus.
The orange.
Yeah, I'm on a blue bus, they're an orange bus.
Can you tell me their names? They're
I'm
from
sorry,
Texas.
I can't. They're from Dallas, Texas.
Yes.
His name is Carnahan or Carahan. It's an awful lot like mine. But the man had been ill, and I understand that he probably had a stroke, and his wife was looking out after
He's
him.
the one who could not walk up the stairs very fast when you
Yeah,
first
I think
arrived
so.
at the Holiday Inn when you first landed.
Yeah.
Can you tell us why your group is in the Philippines?
Well, this is the 40th anniversary. The 20th of October was the 40th anniversary of our landing to help liberate the Philippines. We did not liberate the Philippines. The Filipinos and the Australians and the British and the other people helped us, but of course we were considerably instrumental.
And how did you feel such a sentimental journey marked by this?
Well, the journey up till now has just been fantastic. I mean, I had just wished that there was some way that we could have instilled the feeling that we have received into the young people in the United States of what war and victory and glory and friends were like.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And good luck with the rest. Nakikita ko si CNN. Ron. Interview with Mrs. Lorraine O'Connor from Green Valley, Arizona. Mrs. O'Connor, I know you've just been through a harrowing experience, but can you just share with us that experience?
Well, we heard a lot of noise and screaming, but we never did hear the fire alarm, and we were very late getting out. It must have been 25 after 12. We ran down a hall, burning, and the stairway was burning. I don't know yet how we got down. I don't know how we managed without burning. I came out with nothing. I'm just so shook up. That's all I can tell you.
Is everybody accounted for?
No, everyone is not accounted for. There's several. One couple we know are gone, are dead. They were identified. There are some they have not accounted for. We don't know where they are of our group.
And how does this affect everything else that's happened to you in the Philippines during this sentimental journey?
Well, we've lost all our beautiful pictures, of course, that we took, and all our clothes and we have the memories, at least we have our memories. But I guess it'll take a while for us to get over the shock. I'm just real shaky and trembling yet. But I'm so glad God allowed me to live, to get out.
And what about your husband?
He's fine. He's in his pajamas also, but we got out.
Yeah, that's one.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Get on the